Hey, y'all, happy holidays. That's right. Ain't no shame in saying it. I'll say Merry Christmas. I'll say Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you got. Happy Saturnalia, you pagans. I'm Mac Weldon. I want to tell y'all about something that could be the perfect stocking stuffer or, I tell you what, socks, underwear, perfect for Hanukkah. It's 7 nights of boring practical gifts and then one like a PlayStation or something. But here's the thing. With smart design, premium fabrics, and a simple shopping experience, my underwear, Mac Weldon underwear, definitely better whenever you're currently wearing or whoever your Hanukkah present person is. I don't know the terms. I wasn't raised with any kind of religion. In addition to looking and feeling great, all Mac Weldon products are crafted with natural fibers that have built-in performance capabilities, so they work hard too. Here's who works hard. You, me, my socks and underwears. I even have a line of silver underwear and shirts that are naturally antimicrobial, which means they eliminate odor, and not just for 8 days, but forever. Well, that's a bold claim. I shouldn't say they eliminate odor forever. I don't want to wind up in court with some immortal who's been, granted eternal life, who's like, uh-oh. All that, and they ship right to your door. If you don't like your first pair, you can keep it, and they will still refund you, no questions asked. All right? Now, I'm telling you, kids don't like getting socks and underwear for Christmas. Nobody really like. When you're an adult, you appreciate it a little bit more because it's a practical thing, and you put away childish things, and you realize, like, I need this, and I'm grateful to have it. Your tastes refine as you get older. So, ordinarily, you wouldn't like getting socks and underwear as a gift for a holiday, but this stuff is good. It's stylish. You're going to like it. You're going to be like, if I got to get socks and underwear, I'm glad it's Mac Weldon. Go to MacWeldon.com, get 20% off your purchase using promo code PFT. MacWeldon.com, promo code PFT. I'll see y'all in the new year if I don't do any ads between now and then. I don't talk during the theme song. He plays the theme song, and then people listen to it because it's nice, and it's rude to talk during it. Let's speed it up. Okay. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and talk. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to everyone. Everyone listening to this right now, listening to this in the future, listening to this in the past. That's right. Time travel. You did it. I want to address just the people who have perfected time travel right now. Please don't interfere with anything that's happening here now because it will affect things in your timeline. And everyone knows this. We've seen countless examples. Are you familiar with the butterfly effect? It says that if you go back and you get in a dinosaur's business, we all turn into butterflies. What kind of a world would that be? Can you even imagine? If you were a butterfly, you had some problem. You go into a doctor and he's a butterfly or she's a butterfly. That's right. One thing you didn't change is that women butterflies can become doctors. I know why you went back to dinosaur times. You sexist. You thought, I'll make it so that no woman butterfly ever becomes a doctor. Well, you underestimated the power of female butterflies because they don't need, nobody's going to keep them down. Nothing's going to break their stride. Female butterflies, they got to keep on moving. Female butterflies are doing it for themselves. It's raining male butterflies Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spontaneanation with Paul F. Tompkins. I am the second part. This is a show where I invite a special guest onto the program to have a free-form conversation with me inspired by a blind question from our previous episode's guest. Then, I invite some improviser pals onto the program to join me in a narrative improv that is one continuous story as opposed to unconnected scenes. And it is all scored on piano by Mr. Eban Schletter. That's what he goes like. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome one of my Earwolf colleagues to the program. This is our first time meeting. She hosts a program here called Fake the Nation. She also has a book entitled How to Make White People Laugh. And her name, which is also in the book and also on the podcast, is Negin Farsad. Negin, welcome.
Oh my God. Hello. Welcome to me.
Thank you for welcoming me to you. I am a vampire. I have to be welcomed to everything. Thank you so much for being here, Negin. Now you live in New York City. How long are you here in town?
I've got my suitcase outside this very door, and I'm going to be leaving this play. I'm going to be flying away tonight.
Are you saying you're going from studio to airport?
I'm doing this show, and then I'm doing a Fake the Nation, and then I'm doing an airport.
There you go. You're really
so that's what's
packing it
happening.
in.
Yeah. I was at the Work It Festival this morning, which
What's the Work It Festival?
in the future of December. It's a festival that happened in October for lady podcasters. And I'm sorry you were not invited.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
Did you in fact work it?
I believe there were some moments where Work It occurred. Yeah.
Were there any girls that were getting it as they were advised to do?
I said something on stage to an audience of, hopeful, rosy-faced future podcasters.
Right.
Where I said, you need to build in, vacation time in your podcast. and have, you need to build a sanity model. And Paul, I'm really happy to report that Sanity Model became its own hashtag.
Nice.
So, hashtag Sanity Model.
There's nothing more a podcaster could ask than to have something that said become a hashtag.
I mean, and that's why I feel quite victorious today in front of you.
You should.
After having welcomed you to me.
Thank you for leaning in. All right. Negin, I have a question for you from our previous episode's guest.
Okay.
And that question is, have you ever had a religious experience?
Oh.
Now, you are free to interpret that however you wish.
Okay, can I tell you the first thing that came to mind?
Yes, you may.
And then I'll tell you 33 other things that are probably more suitable to the question.
I can listen up to 45 things.
Okay. The first thing that came to mind was I was in Paris. And I know, and it's funny because the story is about to seem real glamorous, but it actually isn't at all. We were just at a very awkward turnabout in Paris without a clear way of crossing the road. And it was raining cats and dogs, and I was with two individuals, one of whom I would later lose my virginity sex to. And
are you trying to get another hashtag going with virginity sex?
If your audience bestows a hashtag upon me, who am I to say?
Hey, we want to hear from you. Let's get virginity sex trending. Text 1 for 2 and yes for no.
So we're trying to cross the street, and it's raining, and we are just kind of staring out into the road. And at some point,
staring out into the road,
into a very French road,
right?
And and everyone, that's what the sound that the honks make in France, and some point we realized we had been standing there for 7 minutes without making a move, and we started hysterically laughing, right? Because we were at some point we're going to have to make a move. We're going to have to leave this island in this turnabout, and we can't move here. You know what I mean?
Right.
We can't set up shop stop on this parcel of land.
This can't be the rest of our lives.
This can't be the rest of our lives, but it felt like it could be, you
Yes.
know, because you could just stand and stare at a road for quite some time.
Sure.
Especially a French road. And so, anyways, we started hysterically laughing. It's maybe one of the hardest times that I've ever laughed. And I don't know what was religious about that experience. It's just that it's one of those moments where you're like really in it and feeling it. And I think that's where God is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's different for everyone. And I think that those moments are so transcendent, and especially when you lose it laughing with a group of people and it's happening to everyone at the same time.
Yeah.
There is nothing like that.
There's nothing like that.
I remember being in Philadelphia and it was with my two best friends. These were guys that I started comedy with, and we immediately formed a bond, and they're my best friends to this day. We were walking somewhere. We're like leaving the club, and maybe we're on our way to a bar or something. Maybe more likely we were on our way out of a bar.
Okay.
And for some reason, I don't know how we got to this.
Yeah.
But we were all remembering in a Three Stooges short. It was one of the ones where they encounter some sort of what they think is a haunted house, and I think it's like a pigeon, some kind of bird, somehow gets into a skull, a human skull,
all right,
and is walking around, and so they're seeing this skull move, and they're getting freaked out. But
oh my God. That is real rather creepy.
It's very creepy, but here's what undercut the scariness of it. That to make the effect of a bird walking with encased in a skull, they had this sort of these fake bird feet that were clearly a wheel. So the wheel, you could see under the skull. What was supposed to be the pigeon walking was just this wheel that had fake bird feet on it. And it was remembering the wheel that made us all describing and remembering it made us lose it. And I remember lying on the ground. I was helpless with laughter, remembering this thing. And every once in a while, that flashes into my brain.
I'm going to tell you one more that I think, because you said the moments where you're like friends for life with these people because you saw a wheel under a skull with a bird foot.
Yeah.
And we all have that moment with the wheel and the bird foot.
Our own personal bird foot wheel.
Our own personal bird foot wheel, hashtag. I like to put my hashtags at the end of phrases now.
Absolutely.
Just so everyone get on board, audience.
That's right.
I was in Boston. A lot of my stories are of a metropolitan nature.
What nature?
Metropolitan nature.
Right.
What did you think I said?
I thought you said metropolitan.
Metropolitan.
And I thought, maybe I'm too provincial. I don't know what the word is.
It sounds like a city with mattresses, is what it sounds like.
Oh, what a dream! Are you kidding me? Oh.
I
hope that's what Blade Runner 2049 is about.
So I'm in Boston, and I was arriving. My friend picked me up from the train station, and we're going back to our place, and it was really, really, really cold. And we were doing like some kind of weird project. We were in grad school anyway, and That doesn't matter. Like, literally, I'm going to give so many details that are totally not germane to the story. Anyways, so she was like, let's stop by the sandwich place, get a sandwich, and then we'll go back to my place and get to work. And I was like, great. And then she parked, and she's like, look, let me just stay in the car, and you go and get the sandwich. I was like, fine. And so I get out of the car, and it's ice everywhere. And I'm like kind of traumatized. And I'm like not prepared for the icy conditions of this, 30-foot walk to the door. So anyways, I'm like, very gingerly walking on this guy. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to fall. I grew up in Palm Springs, California. So like, I'm the kind of person that does fall on ice.
Sure.
So anyway, and then I get to the door and I get my sandwiches. I come back out, and then again, it takes me like 35 minutes to get to the car because I'm walking so slowly, so carefully on all of this ice. And I get in the car. I put the sandwiches down. I put the seatbelt on. I turn over, and I am sitting in someone else's car. And I look through the window to my friend's car. And she cannot stop laughing. She can't control herself enough to say, she saw the whole thing happen.
Right.
She saw the whole thing happening in slow motion because I was walking so slowly on ice. And she couldn't stop me at any point because she was laughing too hard. And then this guy also saw me do all of this in slow motion, didn't say a word. And then I looked at him and I said, oh, these sandwiches aren't for you. And he said, yeah, I figured or whatever. So anyways, then it takes me 35 minutes to get into the right car. But point is, that's one of those moments where, I have car blindness. I don't know if this is a condition you're familiar with.
Let's say I am.
But I can't. I live in New York City, so I don't know. Are you a Ford? Are you a Lamborghini? I have no fucking idea. You could be any car.
You're a taxi or no taxi.
That's all I know. That's all I can see. Right. Car blindness, it's a condition,
non-yellow car.
Any non-yellow car is the same car. Right. I'm very non-racist that way.
Sure.
And so I think that's part of the problem. The other part of the problem, I guess, is I just don't pick up my head at all in the process of walking anywhere.
Sure.
So anyways, that kind of laughter is transcendent.
Yes. Yeah. Now, walking on the ice makes me think of, I had a day job years ago that was after I had been doing stand-up professionally, making a living from it. Mm-hmm. And then after there was a comedy boom, and after the bottom dropped out of that boom, a lot of the work shriveled up. And so I had to go back to having a day job, and it was extremely demoralizing.
I've listened to your albums, Paul. I know exactly what you're talking about. Well, thank you for explaining.
Thank you very much. But I have not talked about this job. I've compressed time a little bit on the album. Okay. But I worked at a bookstore. Was it a Walden Books? It was one of these bookstores that's not in business anymore. Yeah. And so it was hard. I had to go back to living with my parents, and I got this job in my neighborhood. And one of those best friends whose parents lived in that neighborhood came into the store when I was there, and I had to wear, it's like one of these things, a bookstore where I had to wear an apron for some reason. I don't know why we had to wear aprons. Aprons. We didn't make books.
For all the barbecue sauce that ends up getting,
A lot of these books had condiments in them. And so I remember being, I was shelving some books, and he came around the corner, and I saw him, and he reminded me of this later. And then I said to him, I don't want you to see me like this. But there was a guy who was the assistant manager of this bookstore. Yeah. He was assistant manager in the extreme, cared too much about this job that it's I get that you want to be efficient and you want things to be, because it reflects poorly on you, but come on, dude, we're not in the military. And he was I hated this guy. He was such a fucking jerk, a real, a Frank Burns type guy.
Right.
And one day I got there, it was Philadelphia, so we had weather, and I got there early to work waiting for the store to be opened up. Yeah. And it's freezing cold and it's so icy out. And I saw this guy around the corner from the parking lot and walk up the hill to the front door. And he's he's yards away from me. So he doesn't see me, I see him. And he slips so hard on the ice, like a real Charlie Brown, up in the air and then down. And it was, it was hilarious and sad to me at the same time. Yeah. I felt really bad for him, but god damn, it was funny. He really took a spill. It was so hard. So hard. And it was, I felt so many things at the same time.
I mean, if the story ended with his death, that would have been a different story.
No, he just got up. I pretended I didn't see it. Right, I think I literally turned around and looked the other way. I think also because I was laughing. But I knew I need to give him his dignity by acting like there's no way I ever saw this at all. Right. And I think when he, I waited for him to say my name, to turn around, and then I just acted like I hadn't seen it, and he gave me, the way he was looking at me was did you see this? And then I feel like I sold it pretty well.
I feel like I
But
sold it
that
pretty
was
well.
my entire freshman year of college because I went to school in upstate New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I, again, like from the desert of Southern California, I had never seen snow. And but the ice is the thing that really gets you.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, in upstate New York, it was like September 28th and it was like ice everywhere. And I walked out of my dorm room one day when the first ice occurred and we were like on a bit of a slope because that's the other crazy thing. Like at the Cornell campus, everything is a hill, but also ice, you know? So it's just death defying and like people go to class with their grappling hooks. And I was just like, walked out of my dorm and like, I was like, what's this? What is this feeling? What is this feeling? And I slid all the way to the dining hall and everyone was laughing and laughing because they were laughing at the California girl who didn't know how to compose herself in this situation. And I probably slid like a good 20 feet before I stopped sliding. I mean, it was crazy.
People don't talk enough about how miserable ice is. Like when they talk about weather, about winter weather, they don't talk. We talk about snow and slush and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We don't talk enough
Ice.
about how miserable ice is.
Yeah, the silent creator of fallings.
That's right. As the ancient peoples knew it. The silent creator of fallings. Negin Farsad, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me.
Negin, where can people find you online? Should they wish to find you and should you wish to be found?
Yes, they can find me at neginfarsad.com or on Twitter at Negin Farsad, a name that is both easy to pronounce and spell.
There you go. It's just like you imagine it to be. And it's December 11th. Is there anything you'd like to promote? Anything coming up?
Oh man, I think I have. Well, you know what? Just look at my website. I always have things going on, but more importantly, just listen to my podcast because Fake the Nation will always have new episodes, especially around December 11th. Particularly around that date.
Especially around December 11th. This is their busy time, everybody. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. During the break, you will listen to the ad. When we return, we will meet our improvisers. The Second City is known for its award-winning improv and long list of well-known comedy actors, writers, producers, and directors. Tina Fey, Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, Adam McKay, Steve Carell, Steve Colbert, Mike Myers, Aidy Bryant, among many others, have performed or studied at the Mecca of improv comedy. But did you know? Thousands of students take classes at the Second City Training Center as a hobby, for professional development, or to beef up their writing or presentation skills. That's right. You don't have to be an SNL hopeful to take classes at the Second City Training Center. You don't even have to live by their Chicago, LA, or Toronto locations. Hundreds of students take comedy writing online and fly in for the 5-day summer and winter workshops. The Second City Training Center offers 8-week, 4-week workshops and $20 weekly drop-in classes for experienced and new students. Classes are offered 6 terms a year in improv, sketch and satire writing, stand-up, acting, acting, musical improv, voiceover, filmmaking, and producing. Ready to add some fun to your weekly routine? Go to secondcity.com/TC or call 312-664-3959 to find the best class to advance your entertainment career, make new friends, or polish up your presentation skills. From the best-selling author of Fosse, Sam Wasson charts the meteoric rise of improv in his richly reported scene-driven narrative, Improv Nation. At the height of the McCarthy era, an experimental theater troupe set up shop in a bar near the University of Chicago. Via word of mouth, astonished crowds packed the ad hoc venue to see its unscripted, interactive, consciousness-raising style. From this unlikely seed grew the Second City, the massively influential comedy theater troupe, and its offshoots, the Groundlings, Upright Citizens Brigade, SNL, and a slew of others. In Improv Nation, we go behind the scenes of landmark entertainments and commune with a host of pioneers: Mike Nichols and Harold Ramis, Dustin Hoffman, Bill Murray, Gilda Radner, Chevy Chase, Steve Carell, Amy Poehler, Alan Arkin, Tina Fey, Judd Apatow, and many more. Publishers Weekly says Wasson makes a thoroughly entertaining case that improvisational comedy has replaced jazz as America's most popular art and represents the best of democracy. It's a remarkable story, magnificently told, according to Booklist. Learn the whole story today. Improv Nation by Sam Wasson. Available wherever books are sold. Grab your copy today. Oh, welcome back, everybody. We're still doing it. Still here. Still in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to meet our friends from the land of Make Pretends. Sitting right across from me, This guy did me a solid. We had a dropout. I texted him and I said, can you come in here because you're great? And he said, yes, and agreed. Welcome back, our friend Mark McConville.
Yes, and agreed.
Mark, how are you?
I'm good, Paul. I'm real good.
What's going on with you? Are you okay?
Well, I'm very tired because we just got a dog.
Now I heard about this.
Now, we haven't seen each other since I've acquired an animal.
True.
That lives in my home now.
What this is, I feel like you were trying this dog out, like fostering the dog.
Oh, yeah. And then it
immediately
escalated the day my wife met the dog.
Had this been an ongoing discussion for quite some time?
Yeah. I'm a cat person and my wife is not, and she's a dog person. And I had a dog as a child. It was a disaster because no one was ever home.
D is a C, and it was a disaster.
Yeah, man. But then we decided, well, we're around enough that a dog would be all right.
Wait a minute. Walk me through the childhood dog. What was the dog's name?
Guinness. This dog was a Cocker Spaniel.
Sure.
And both my parents worked full time.
Cocker Spaniels, I think, they're pretty good on their own, right? They just like to just hang out, read the paper.
Not when you just put them in a box for 40 hours a week.
Why did they get this dog if they knew that nobody was going to be there?
I think it was sort of wishful thinking on everyone's part. Like, a dog will be great, and it will just manage itself. And that's not how dogs work.
How old were you at the time?
I just talked to my mom about this. I was 10. So I was
Years old?
I was not old enough yet to sort of handle the responsibility of a dog. Yes, 10 years old.
And were you the chief dog caregiver?
No one was. I
No
think that
one
was
was.
the problem. I think my dad and my mom, I look back on that time and think they worked all the time.
Yeah.
They worked full time,
What event?
busy beavers. And then I was too young to maybe appreciate that the dog needed that attention.
Sure.
And I have two younger brothers who at the time would have been 5 and 3. So not real useful
Useless.
in the
Totally
dog
useless,
management.
yeah.
I like to call it dog management.
They might as well have been other dogs.
Right. So my parents already had a full plate. And then
Yeah.
I think a friend of my mother's had a litter of puppies. And my mom her heart brought one home.
And Guinness, how long was he with the family?
Not long. He bit a mailman and was taken away.
Now, this is not news.
I cried like a baby, though. I went with my mom to the shelter, and she was like, yeah, we can't have this dog. And then that was it. Who knows? I hope Guinness got a new family. He maybe didn't.
What I heard is the family upstate adopted him. They have a big yard, and he'd run around all the time.
Thanks for that, Paul.
You're welcome. Now, your new dog.
Yep.
What is this dog's name? Can you share that?
Sweet Georgia Brown.
Does the dog have a nickname, or do you call it
Georgia.
Sweet Georgia Brown?
Georgia,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
But her full name is Sweet Georgia Brown Rogers McConville.
That's what's on the birth certificate.
I think it is.
Okay.
I didn't fill it out.
And what kind of a dog is this?
We don't know.
Mutt.
We think it's an Aussie Shepherd mix, but we don't know what the mix is. But this dog is smart.
Italian.
Probably. An Italian Shepherd. That's a spicy meatball.
But you're saying the dog is smart.
Oh, man. She's got stuff figured out. She's already trying to figure out how to open a door. She reached up with her paw. I mean, this dog's 5 months old. We had this
She's like a little puppy.
Yeah, well, she's a 30-pound puppy.
I assumed it was a full-grown dog.
Yeah, but she's already fetching. It's fun. I like it, but it's a lot. It's early mornings, and whoever had this dog before, she was a surrender. So a family like my
What does
old
that
family.
mean?
An owner said, I can't handle this dog, and brought it to a shelter, just like my mom and I did years ago.
Damaged goods.
I hope not.
Well, listen.
So it's dog central at my house.
I wish you all the best.
Thanks.
With the dog.
Thank
and I
you.
hope that the dog figures out how to open the door, much like our friends the snakes in Florida.
What?
Yeah. There's videos of snakes who figured out how to open a door. Great. Very comforting.
Fuck that.
You can search this and find it, and you won't like the results. Mark, I'm going to look next to you.
Sounds great.
This person we have not seen since live from the Detroit Improv Festival. What was the name of the episode? I wish I could remember.
Danny.
I want to say.
Was it Danny?
It was not
Daniel.
No, it was not a proper name. Mark,
I'll back off.
Reclaiming my time. It was not Madison Square Garden. It was the one before that. Look, all I know is we had a lot of fun. Nancy Hayden is back on the show.
Hi, Paul.
Nancy, how are you?
I don't remember the name either. But Craig was the guest.
Craig was the guest. It was we met our friend Budino for the first time.
Yes.
Everyone's favorite. But welcome back to the show, Nancy.
Thanks for having me.
Do you have any pets?
Not yet. I live.
Not yet.
Well, I had dogs growing up.
Sure.
I had a cat for a very long time.
What was the
I
name of
saw
that cat?
her. Her name was Akasha. It was an Anne Rice period when I
Fancy.
got her. Without bringing down the room, I saw her existence through to its completion.
Well, that's
It was lovely. No, great.
I've said it before.
We were together for years and years and years.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Pets.
Yeah.
Countdown to heartbreak.
Yeah, absolutely. And cats longer than dogs even. So
Sure.
She lived to be 20.
That is an old cat.
We went through a lot together.
I'll bet you did.
Yeah. However, my husband and I currently reside in an apartment that shuns the animals. No pets.
Mm-hmm.
So all I want to move this is my life goal. Pool, dog.
Two good goals.
That's all I want.
Two good goals.
That's all I want.
The dogs you had growing up were how many dogs? growing up?
Two separately. So first we had an Old English sheepdog who was a retired show dog. We called her Susie.
I like that she wasn't retired from the occupation of being a sheepdog. She was retired from just being on display.
Right.
So this dog never met a sheep.
I don't think she was ever employed being a sheepdog. There aren't a lot of sheep in Grand Blanc, Michigan.
One of the few dogs that has a job.
That's right. But her show name was Flitwit Blue Sue. I never saw her show.
In her prime.
I was 2 when we got her.
Right.
And we stood about the same height. And sheepdogs with the long hair in the winter, you
Yes.
can't really tell the front from the back. And when we got her, I was circling her apparently in our living room. And my grandfather very famously said, "That kid don't know the front from the back of that thing. She's going to kiss the wrong end." Which became a joke that my family told for years to come. But she was my best buddy. And she
Sure.
became very famous in the neighborhood. There was a kid in our neighborhood who wouldn't go to school until he saw her every morning because she would lay out in our front yard. And I was homesick from school one day, and she was in my room with me, being sweet as dogs are. And
Yeah.
there was a knock on the door, and it was this kid's mother.
Oh.
Because he was in the car throwing a crying fit and wouldn't go to school.
Wait, what was the name? What was your name for the dog?
Susie.
Susie. That's right.
And
You had
then
to see
Susie went to live on the same
Probably.
farm.
It's a very
right.
popular dog
Yeah,
farm.
and then we had a Cocker Spaniel.
Oh,
There we
boy.
go.
My mother said no more dogs, which, as parents always do
Yes.
after a dog passes away. And my aunt raised dogs in a tiny little town in Indiana, and we received pictures in the mail addressed to the 3 kids, low blow.
Whoa.
Of her holding pictures of a Cocker Spaniel puppy in her hands.
Wow. Oh,
So
a
tiny.
puppy. That's dirty.
That only the head was sticking above the hands.
Oh, shit.
Addressed to Tim, Maggie, and Nancy Hayden.
Wow.
And my mother said, "We're going to get this dog, and we're going to name her Annie, after you, Anne." And so we did.
Good dog?
She was a great dog.
Oh,
yeah, she was a real good dog. And now I'm gunning for my husband is a Brit, and he loves big dogs, like English Mastiff dogs.
Absolutely.
So he wants something huge. So
Do you know, I saw online there's
see.
some listicle that was like these breeds of dogs, they're too big to be lap dogs, but they think they are anyway.
Right, yeah,
But then
I've
I
seen
saw dogs, breeds that I'd never heard of that are like the size of horses.
oh yeah.
Like what? They
Like
just look.
Newfies
It
can
looks
get that big.
photoshopped, but even bigger than that, where it's like that's not a dog anymore.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's a different animal.
Right.
Why aren't we hearing about these?
Yeah.
Everyone
don't
needs
know.
to know that these creatures are walking the earth.
We need to know about that far more than we need to know about
Yeah.
snakes that can open doors, for God's sake.
we need to know.
No
We
one
need to know about snakes that
I
open doors.
resent you for putting that information in my brain.
I'm just letting you know if somebody, if you see the doorknob a jiggling, it might be a snake.
It might be a snake.
Lock it. They can't unlock things yet,
Oh, interesting.
but they can open an open door.
How can they? Okay.
Nancy, I'm going to look across from you now to welcome someone new to the show. This person, a lot of times at a live show, you'll see someone, I think it's like usually warm-ups for a live television taping. They'll ask, who here came the farthest to be here today? This person takes the cake. She wins the prize. All the way from, I want to say, the Southern Hemisphere.
I want to say that too.
It's fun to say.
It is. The Southern Hemisphere.
Please say hello to Donna Brookbanks.
Hi.
Donna, how are you?
I'm so good. Thank you for asking.
Tell us how you came to be here, because it's a sweet story. We have a mutual friend.
We do have a mutual friend. We have two mutual friends.
Well, but only
But one
one.
of them's better
Only
than the
one
other
gave
one.
a shit.
Yeah.
One's better. Yes, one is better than the other one.
We're talking about Tim, right?
Yes. Tim Batt.
Tim Batt.
Who's a friend of the show. He's been on the show before. Our friend from New Zealand wrote to me and some other people. I think I was the last person to respond, but then look what I did.
You did the best.
The most welcome.
No, I shouldn't say that because Ben Acker's been amazing.
He's all right.
He's pretty all right.
He's pretty all right.
He bought me an ice cream.
From where? Do you remember?
Yes. Oh, it had a woman's name.
Jenny's.
Jenny's.
Yes, so good. So
I had
good.
a peanut. I'm trying to eat as much peanut butter and chocolate as I can because we don't have that at home.
What?
I know it's a travesty.
I'm sorry. You're talking about those things together.
Yeah.
Individually, you have those
We
things.
do. We
Yes.
have peanut butter and chocolate.
Also,
we got chocolate last year. Big year.
Also, you know what you have is frosting in a can. That's the subject of much debate the last time that Tim Batt was here.
We have frosting in a can?
Yes, you do. I'm pleased to tell you that you do.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I did not know that I would learn something about my homeland.
There you go.
From you.
It's look, all I want to do is tell people about snakes who can open doors and that New Zealand has frosting in a can.
Two things I'm not sure exist.
And now my work here is done. Donna, what is your background with improv?
I am part of a improv troupe at home, the only one in our city, because our city is smaller than yours.
This is Wellington?
Auckland.
Auckland. Oh, I had a 50-50 shot.
You did, because there's only two cities.
There's only the two cities. The rest is an elaborate set that Peter Jackson built.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And our improv troupe is called Snort. Guy Montgomery is in it.
That's right. Our other friend.
The worst.
The almost as good friend.
Almost as good. And we've been going for 4 years in Auckland. And I came over here to look at comedy and improv and just, bring back the learnings.
Do you feel that this trip has been a success?
I hope so. It was expensive.
It is, right?
It's so expensive, yeah.
And what did you stay? Did you have to pay for your lodgings, or did you have people you could crash with?
Look, I have.
Break it down for me.
I'm all break it down. I was very lucky. I'm doing at home this mentorship program through this trust called Art Venture. And it's basically for people that run businesses in the creative arts. And they funded my trip,
That's
yo.
fantastic.
I know. Most of it, yeah.
Most of it.
So amazing.
No ice cream budget.
No ice cream budget at all.
That's
no
where-
chocolate or peanut butter budget. Which I am going to write a strong letter of complaint about.
Is there truly not chocolate peanut butter ice cream? And there has to
There
be.
must be.
What's your usual ice cream supplier back home?
Tip Top. I didn't make that up.
And Tip Top, how many flavors do they have on average?
23. I don't know. I don't know.
That's a respectable amount of
They
flavors.
have a lot. They have ones that you don't have, I suspect.
Oh, is that so?
Like Hokey Pokey.
Nope, we don't have that.
We don't have Okie Pokey. I feel confident saying we don't have Okie Pokey. Well, please describe this flavor to me.
A soft, creamy vanilla ice cream. Am I describing it well?
What if that was the end?
That was it. It's a soft and little bits of Hokey Pokey in them.
Okay.
Which is
Now
which-
this is where it all breaks down.
Wait. Which is, when you cook sugar and butter? I want to say butter.
Okay.
Together and it caramelizes.
Sure.
And you smash it up and
Okay.
when it's hard, that's Hokey Pokey.
Really?
I've probably got this incredibly wrong.
Let me ask you this. The dance and song that you do you call that the hokey pokey, or do you call that the hokey cokey, as our UK friends do?
They call it the hokey cokey. No, we call it the hokey pokey. Hokey pokey.
Yeah,
Put
it's
your
hokey
left foot
pokey.
in or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you take your left foot out.
These crazy Brits.
The hokey cokey.
That sounds like a very exciting drug.
Right? Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I have misunderstood all these many
You should
years.
ask your husband.
Please do ask your husband. Have you heard him say hokey cokey?
I don't believe I have, no. But
maybe-
I'm going to go home and do the dance and just say, what am I doing right now?
Well, you could just lead into it with, you put your left hand in, put your left hand out, left hand in, shake it all about.
You do the.
I mean, I might be getting all my knowledge from Jeeves and Wooster, but I believe
Yeah.
I believe they call it the hokey
I have
cokey.
heard, I think I have heard that before.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It could be regional even within the UK, though.
Oh, come on.
I know, but my husband's from the Midlands, and he
Is
will.
he
Yes,
really?
and
No
they're very
one's
much,
from there.
I know, and it's sort of the Midwest of England, kind of, only north and south instead of east and west.
Huge Bears fans.
And he, the Wolverhampton Wolves are their soccer team.
The Wolves.
And and they will look down upon, or not look down upon, but there's differences between, of course, them and Londoners and them and, Birminghamites.
It's
And
almost like they have a class system.
it's almost as if they.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to take another break. During the break, you're going to listen to the ad. When we return, we will reveal the location provided to us by Negin Farsad for our improv, and then we're going to do that improv. All this and nothing else when Spontaneation returns. What if you could give back while you slept? What? You want to commit me to the crazy house for saying that? Well, shut up. Because Leesa is an innovative direct-to-consumer online mattress brand that is also socially conscious. I accept your apology. Driven by the mission to provide a better place to sleep for everybody. For every 10 mattresses Leesa sells, they donate one to a shelter through their 110 program. Now, you can try to get around it by buying only 9 mattresses at a time instead of 10. And you think, aha, I'm going to prevent Leesa from helping out. That means like one person after you that comes and buys one mattress, that's the 10th. See? You're not going to beat them at this. They know what they're doing. Not to mention, Leesa also plants one tree for every mattress sold and donates 1% of each employee's time to volunteer for local causes. And then you're like, well, I'm going to sell a mattress to Leesa, and they're going to have to rip a tree out of the ground. They're not going to buy a mattress from you. They're a mattress company. Stupid. But best of all, Leesa's patented universal adaptive feel is designed for all types of sleepers and features 3 premium foam layers. Oh, now you've got my attention. Including 2-inch Avena foam top layer for cooling and breathability, 2-inch memory foam middle layer for body contouring and pressure relief, and 6-inch dense core support foam for durability and structure for sleepers of all sizes. It's like a cheesecake you fall asleep upon. And available online in the US, UK, Canada, Germany, or at the Leesa Dream Gallery in New York City. You can meet the mattresses in person. The 100% American-made mattress ships compressed in a box to your door so you can save a trip to the store. No wonder it's a Forbes Top 20 startups to watch. Try a Leesa mattress in your own damn home for 100 nights risk-free with free shipping always. And get $100 off when you go to leesa.com/PFT. That's leesa.com/PFT. Welcome back to Spontaneanation. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all having a good time.
Yay.
There's the proof. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to reveal the location for our improv provided to us by Negin Farsad. But first, just so as you know, in order to aid us in our storytelling, we use 3 sound effects that move us about in time. Let's say we need to travel into the past for some reason. Someone's having a memory, we're learning how something came to be. Anytime we go into the past, we will use this flashback sound effect. Now, If we want to return from the flashback to the present day, or anytime we want to go into the future, anytime we travel forward in time, we use this flash forward sound effect. Now, this final button moves us only in space, not in time. Let's say we're in a scene. No matter where we are, we want to find out what's happening at the exact same time somewhere else. Just moving laterally in time, only in space. We will use this meanwhile sound effect. Past, present, future. Everyone gets it. And now, it is time to reveal the location provided to us for our improv, and that location is a dance club in Reykjavik. A dance club in Reykjavik. Approval all around. We take you now to a dance club in Reykjavik. Oh, I shouldn't have eaten so many hot dogs before we got out on the dance floor. I feel kind of queasy. Oh boy, can we just...
You're turning white.
Am I? How can
Just
you tell
pale.
under all the lights?
That's how bad it is.
So I'm more reflective than I was before.
Somehow.
Can we just take a little break? Can we
Yeah,
sit down?
sit down. You should sit down. I'm very worried. Are we sure those were hot dogs?
Iceland is famous for its love of hot dogs.
You're the one who read the book.
Yes, I read it cover to cover.
I know, Daryl, and you keep reminding me.
Well, you keep doubting my Icelandic knowledge.
I just wanted to have a fun, spontaneous trip to a random location.
Well, mission accomplished, I guess, except for the fun part.
And the food and the lodging's weird. The whole place is weird.
Why is it what's weird about the food?
Hey, can I get you guys a freshen up on those reindeer martinis you're having?
Sure. I guess.
I'll take a pass this round, but do you have any just plain old water?
Now, would that be drinking water?
What did I tell you, Daryl?
I know how to handle this. Thank you, Martrice.
Well, there's also swimming water.
Yes, I know.
And there's walking water.
No, I know.
We call that ice.
I read the book, so
right.
I know. Drinking water. Thank you very much.
Drinking water and another reindeer martini.
I guess.
All right.
Thank you.
Would you like olives?
Yes.
Don't. That's rude.
No, 0 olives.
I'm
please.
just doing my job, sir. I'm just doing my job.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Daryl, did you see what she was wearing?
Yes, Martrice, of course I saw what she was wearing.
Those aren't clothes.
I know they're not clothes. Why wouldn't you read the book?
I don't know how to read.
Wait,
I didn't want to tell you, and I'm embarrassed about it. but
Martrice.
I don't know how to read, Daryl.
We've been married for 10 years.
I know, and it's a shameful secret I've been keeping from you.
Is that why we wrote our own vows and yours were so awkward?
And we are gathered here today to celebrate the marriage of you and you. Does anyone have any objections? Please speak now.
Yeah, I've got an objection.
Oh, this has not happened to me before.
I went to college with Daryl, and he's a real ladies' man, and I don't think he should be getting married. He's one of the greatest ladies' men of all time. But I'm sad to see him settling down.
Thanks, Ted. I get what you're doing, but...
Woo!
Okay, Ted. Thank you.
Go Daryl! Big fan, man.
Thank you, Ted. He's not serious. He's like...
Daryl,
Yeah.
did you have a rebuttal?
Nah, I'm fucking around. Go ahead and get married, man.
Thanks, Ted. Thank you. Martrice, I'm sorry about this.
Why did you invite him to...
I didn't think he'd actually show up.
Shall we continue?
Yes, sorry.
Do you take you together?
Can you... I'm sorry. I just got a timeout real quick on this. Would you mind using our names?
Sure,
Just
yeah.
to kind of
I'm
personalize
so
the
sorry.
experience
Yeah.
a little more.
I just wanted to. Okay, so, do you, Daryl?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And you, Matrice?
Martrice.
Matrice? Take Daryl. And do you, Daryl?
I'm sorry. Can I... Sorry, everyone. Just a quick timeout.
Take your time, bro.
All right, Ted. Before that part, I thought we were going to do our vows.
Oh. Silly me. Look, I'm going by a manual, and I think these 2 pages have been stuck together. Let's go back. Time in. Daryl.
Martrice.
Wait.
Oh,
Daryl.
yes.
Would you like to say your vows?
Yeah, yes, thank you. Martrice. I feel as if no. I know you're listening. You don't have to do listening noises. Martrice.
Yeah.
Martrice?
I'm so sorry, Daryl. We've got a funeral in half an hour, so we need to kind of move through this.
All right, we're so close to the end. We're so close to the end.
Go, baby, go.
Martrice. All my life has been leading up to this point. When I was a little boy, dreaming of getting married. Who's?
Sorry. I just fell asleep
Could
for
you-
a second. I'm so sorry.
Martrice, all my life has been leading up to this point. When I was a little boy, dreaming of getting married.
Well, say it like you mean
I
it.
thought, well, I'm trying to speed it along. We have the funeral and you're falling asleep. Anyway, this is a dream come true. If I could travel back in time and tell that little boy it's all going to work out, I would. Also, I would kill Hitler. End of vows.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Matrice?
Martrice.
Matrice. Matrice.
I don't know if it's
Martrice?
it's an accent thing or if you really...
Look, I didn't move here from New Zealand to be a marriage celebrant. To get hassled by the grooms, okay?
Oh, all right. Fair enough.
Matrice.
Daryl. Long, winter, beige, fall, tape, whist.
That's not what those vows say. I don't think she can read.
The most romantic moment of my life.
I guess I thought it was just like some kind of poetry that I didn't understand, but I accepted it as beautiful.
I thought that's what the paper said.
All right, here we go. Couple of drinks. Here's a reindeer martini for you and some drinking water.
Wow,
thank
30
you.
olives.
We do accept tips here in Iceland.
That is true.
That wasn't in the book.
Dads, I made it. It only took me 35 minutes from the car.
Oh, look who's here.
This Iceland dance club is so cool. I'm so glad. You dads are the best dads.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I want you to behave here because even though children are allowed in dance clubs in Iceland,
This is a dance club for grown-ups, huh?
yes.
Okay, dads. I promise not to kiss any boys while I'm here.
Well, I mean, let's say if you fall in love with someone,
That you care about very much.
yes,
And you don't keep any secrets from, even your ability to read.
and you
Did you tell Dad?
I had to.
Dad. How did he take it?
Bibbles, you knew.
Well,
Of course Bibbles knew.
Why am I the last to know?
well, if you tried to see him reading me a bedtime story, you would have known.
I guess I figured you guys were just bonding in there, and that's what was taking so long.
Really, Bibbles has been teaching me to read.
Is that true?
Yes.
How's it coming?
Not great. But we're getting by, Daryl. We're getting by. I mean, you're obviously the brains of this family.
Come on, obviously. I mean, I'm very smart.
Bibbles, do you want an olive? Are you hungry? Or
Yeah, just one thanks.
okay, is that okay, Daryl? Is that customary? The child can eat one olive here.
A child may eat up to 3 olives in the presence of adults.
All right.
Dad, do you want to practice out your counting? And,
Yep. Here's 7 olives.
oh, Dad, that's
Hold on a
5.
second. Hold on a second. You can't count either?
I was gonna tell you.
Oh, no, Dad. I've done it again.
What is with that table over there?
I don't know. They are staring so strangely at our non-clothes.
Thank you for using your regular voice when you speak to me and not your waitress voice.
Oh, well, of course. It's all in the book.
It's all in the book. The national Iceland book that we all live by.
To make the customers comfortable,
That's right.
you should use American Southern dialect.
That's correct.
which is what I do.
It works every time.
It helps me tips.
How are the...
And then, when I speak in this voice...
Yes. Your Icelandic voice.
That's right. Then I can throw in the odd Icelandic slash...
Yes, it helps me tips.
It helps me tips.
Now, they've been sitting at that table for quite some time. Yes. And now a child has been introduced to their group?
I assume so. Unless she is a very, very small adult. But no, because look, she's getting 3 olives in their presence. So that means, yes, a child.
Have you been keeping track of the number of olives?
Of course I've been counting. What? Do I look like I do not know how to do my job?
I do
Are you
not...
accusing me of not knowing how to do my job, Jean-Pierre?
If I were... Madeleine, if I were to accuse you of not being able to do your job, I would, of course, convene the tribunal, as we do according to the book.
All right. Thank you.
By the way, I am about to... I'm about to convene the tribunal to accuse you of not knowing how to do your job.
What?
What's that commotion over there?
Oh, it's probably a traditional gathering of some kind.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't know. I can't read the book.
Yeah, no doy. So now, you can't read, you can't count?
I have trouble with it.
What's the trouble that you have with it? Counting's very simple.
I just don't know where to start.
You start at 1.
Dad, be supportive.
I'm trying to be, but you have to understand, Bibbles. I'm just finding out about all this stuff right now.
I know, it's a big holiday. Vacation. Holiday.
We took a holiday vacation.
We did.
And it was supposed to bring our family closer together, but it seems to be tearing us apart.
I'm on your side, Dad.
Thank you, Bibbles.
Bibbles, I heard that.
Oh.
I didn't know there were sides to this.
There's not. I'm on your side, Dad.
You said it again, Bibbles.
Hey, y'all. Just thought I'd stop by and see if I could freshen up those drinks and just do a quick olive count.
Dads, can I get an igloo margarita?
Oh, let me consult the book.
Well, I can do a virgin igloo margarita.
That sounds terrific.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I can do that.
Fine.
I won't be, dragged into a tribunal or anything for that. I'll be right back.
Madeline,
Yes.
you can't just walk away from the tribunal.
I have 14 tables in my section.
I know, but this takes precedence over everything. Now, please say hello to Claude.
Hello.
Hello.
He's so ginormously tall.
I know. And this is Chambers.
Hello, Chambers.
Hello?
Now then, the tribunal has been convened. I hereby accuse Madeleine of not knowing how to do her job.
I second the accusation.
Thank you, Claude.
And I triple it.
What?
Thank you, Chambers. Now then, the questioning will begin. Madeleine,
Yes.
do you know how to do your job?
Yes. Very, very well.
Look at that giant over there.
He is enormous.
It's like Game of Thrones or
Look
something.
at that guy.
He's huge.
How did he get in here?
I know, he must have ducked at the very least.
Do they have a garage door we don't know about?
Bibbles,
are you choking? Bibbles,
Bibble.
you took an olive. You took an olive out of my glass.
I'm sorry.
You ate a 4th olive?
I ate a full
Bibbles.
olive.
Bibbles.
You're growing up.
No, that's not the takeaway here.
Children can have 3 olives, but
I am.
adults can have more, right?
I'm
Not that I would.
testing my boundaries.
Hold on a second. Are you saying that eating the 4th olive makes her an adult?
Daryl, one day our little Bibbles is going to lose her virginity sex.
Oh, Jesus.
All right?
Martrice.
I hope it's to Cloud.
Cloud?
Claude.
What?
Claude?
Claude.
Who's that?
Just the guy that I saw over there.
Why are you staring at that
Really?
giant, Bibbles?
That's who I think Cloud is. Claude.
Do you have a crush on that giant?
I do. And by the way, I read his name tag. Dad.
That's fair. You didn't hear it out loud, so I understand.
Well, Daryl, I hope this is what you wanted out of our trip. Our
No.
Our little Bibbles is growing up faster than we can even count. Do you count when when somebody's growing.
Boy, Martrice, you don't know a lot of stuff.
Why do you think I married you?
Claude, please focus. We're doing the tribunal. You seem to be looking over
It seems like
there.
someone is staring at me.
He's not even paying attention to the proceedings.
All right, so I have made the first accusation, and Madeline has countered it. Chambers, you are next.
What is your favorite color?
It's the green surrounding the northern lights, just as they begin to shine when day turns to evening.
Ooh, good
That
one.
is a good answer.
Good one.
Great answer.
All right, then, Claude, it falls to you to ask the final question that the tribunal will ask.
You call that a uniform?
Was that a question?
His voice went up at the end.
It was in the book, yes. Yes, this was what I was told to wear. I was told to wrap myself in yards of cotton candy.
It is a dance club after all, and that is what the book prescribes.
But
Well,
what will
Claude-
happen when the foam starts? It will mix with the cotton candy.
And then it will melt.
Right.
And then I
Yes.
know it's time to go home because my
right.
shift has ended.
That's
She
right.
is very good.
We will have the results of the tribunal when we return. Now they're all okay, they all turned their backs on our waitress.
Are they dancing?
No, they're just standing there.
Okay,
Wait, you don't know what dancing is?
I'm dance blind.
Trace.
It's the same as his car blindness, Dad.
Bibbles, did you know this too?
Yeah.
We talk a lot while you're at work.
What else are we gonna do all day?
You can take care of that goddamn dog.
Dad,
We got the dog for you, Bibbles.
I know, and I love it.
Well,
20% of the time.
it'd help if you could pick up its business.
I come home. The house is knee deep in dog dirt.
Which is neck high for me.
Well, then I would think you would be more inclined to do something about it.
I can't. My hands are stuck in it once it gets past my waist.
That's the world we live in, Daryl.
Sorry, Dad.
Well, Martrice, what are you doing all day?
I'm busy trying to. Blue.
That's good, Dad. That's good, Dad. Sorry, my voice is muffled. I'm stuck in a tube.
I'm trying to teach myself to read in here. I need to concentrate. Blah.
And that's what we do all day.
All right, well, here's those final drinks. And was that a fourth olive I saw you eating a little while ago?
I mean, what if it were? Why?
Well, if you consulted your book, there's a strict 3 olive policy for children. And
Sure. No, we know that, but
if there's a tribunal present, waitresses might be terminated from their position and beheaded.
oh, so something bad might happen to you.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Sir.
I mean, she didn't eat a fourth olive. But I was just.
And on the next page of the book, it clearly states that the child may turn into an olive.
Oh no, these two pages are stuck together.
Dad,
How could you even know how many olives there are anyway?
Because I can count.
don't you make fun of my dad.
Bibbles, don't you sass an Icelandic waitress.
Sorry.
Martrice, don't you correct our child in front of strangers.
Sir, don't you raise your voice in an Icelandic dance club.
What a commotion.
What is happening over
I'll go over and stop it.
Claude, are you sure?
I'd love to.
Okay. Oh my God, that giant's coming over here.
His name is Claude, and he's part of my tribunal. And I appreciate it.
Oh my God! What's he doing?
He's so big and strong, Dad.
What? He threw that. Please, don't hurt us! Giant, don't hurt us!
Oh my God, he's so close to us.
Stop.
What are we doing?
Dads, I don't have a crush on him anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Read the book.
I'm sorry, Giant. The pages were stuck together.
And my dad can't read.
Don't tell him that.
He's what?
I can read, but the other can't read
It's true, I can't read.
or count.
Or see colors.
Daryl, stop.
Sorry.
Would you please?
Or pick up dog shit, I guess.
You have a dog?
Yes, we do have a dog.
Dogs are prohibited in our country.
Well, we didn't bring the dog with us.
Dogs are the one thing that calms Claude down.
Well, your voice.
My accent! Oh no!
I feel very tense right
I
now.
have spoken the wrong way in front of the customers.
It's fine.
Bad move, Madeline.
Oh, why did the tribunal come tonight?
Would you take me home with you?
What?
I've done everything I want to do in my life except meet a dog.
You've never met a dog?
Daryl, he's never met a dog.
I heard him. I find it hard to believe is my thing.
Don't dogs pull their sleighs here?
Those aren't dogs.
What are they?
They're drogs.
Drogs?
Furry frogs.
Yes, they're frogs with fur.
Furry frogs.
Furry frogs are called drogs.
What do you
It's
call
in
them?
the book.
No, God, I'm sorry, the pages are stuck together. Boy, there's a lot of information on that one page.
This is the weirdest holiday vacation I've been on, Dad.
I don't mean to pile on here, but I'd really like it if you took me home with you too.
What?
Please.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm about to lose my job, and
Maybe she could pick up the dog poo.
How are you picking up dog shit? Are you
I
good
have
at
no
it?
idea. I've never tried.
What?
but
Oh, you're going to love it.
it sounds wonderful.
Chambers, what is happening over there? Claude and Madeleine seem to be leaving with that family.
They seem to be smiling, which you know is uncustomary in our country.
Unless, you know how according to the book, if adult Icelanders are adopted by strangers,
Ah, yes, I forgot
they are
that
permitted
clause.
to smile. Yes.
Well, I guess there goes Claude
And Madeleine.
and Madeleine.
We are no longer a tribunal. We're just a
Duet.
duet. Do you feel like singing about it?
You know me so well.
When a time comes when a tribunal dissolves, who is left but a duet? And it all happened in a place called SPONTANEANATION. Donna Brookbanks! Where can people find you online should they wish to find you and should they wish to be found?
I think my Twitter's at Donna Brookbanks, but I've completely forgotten.
But it's presumably that's what it is, and spelled
yeah.
just like it sounds.
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
Donna Brookbanks.
And so December 11th, do you have shows coming up that you would like to promote to your country people?
Probably.
Does Snort have
know me.
Does Snort have like a regular
Yeah,
night that they
Snort
perform?
is every Friday night.
And where?
At the Basement Theatre
There we
in
go.
Auckland City.
Guys, there you go. Auckland, come on out. Support Snort. Come on, guys. What else are you going to do? Be jerks?
What?
Nancy Hayden, same things.
Same thing. Yes, I will also be in Auckland. No.
Where can people find you? What would you like to promote?
I play monthly with a group called Mama's Boy. Paul, you have played with us before. You can
I got
find
to
us.
do it, the most recent Detroit Improv Festival, and it was so much fun. What a great show.
We're so much fun.
had a ball.
And we play monthly at the Second City in Hollywood. And I'm also on the Twits, Nancy Hayden, and all sorts of fun things.
There you
coming
go.
up.
I actually think that Mama's Boy show is online. I think that the DIF put that up on YouTube.
I think you're right.
So if you want to check it out for your own self, there
That's
you
right.
go. It was a fun night.
Paul played a very cruel stepfather.
We had a very fun
That
scene
was
together.
a very fun. Very, very fun.
Mark McConville, where can people find you? Where can they see you?
At Mark McConville on Twitter and Instagram. We just wrapped up another season of Pistol Shrimps Radio.
There you go, PSR.
So you can listen to a bunch of old basketball games being commented over. That's
Pistol Shrimps Radio's terrific show. One of my favorites.
right here on the Earwolf family of podcasts.
I got to be on it a couple times.
We'll have you again.
Doesn't seem like it. Mark walks straight into my trap.
I knew it.
Live shows, where can people see you?
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock at iOS, you can see opening night, the improvised musical. Come
you
on
go.
down.
Also featuring our friend Shuli Cowan. do go see that show. Come on, guys. We're making it simple for you. Eban Schletter. He is Eban Schletter on all the things. You can go to ebanschletter.com to discover Eban Schletter's non-spontaneanation work, which is wonderful. And why is it wonderful? Because Eban Schletter is only the best. If you're looking to search Eban Schletter's stuff, you need to know how to spell his name. And doing that is very simple. It goes a little something like this. EBANSCHLETTER. As for me, I'm PF Tompkins on all the things. If you want to find out where I'm going to be live, go to paulftompkins.com/live. Definitely, as of this recording, I can say that I will be at San Francisco Sketchfest, as I am every year, doing 1 million shows. I cannot tell you what those shows are right now because it has yet to be determined. If you would like to help support the show, tell people about it. And also, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, and I will read those reviews on the podcast, like this one. Here we go. Here's a good one. The subject, this podcast is delightful, by not Justin Timberlake. And then the body of the review is, it's very nice to listen to. There you go. It doesn't have to be a big, long speech. Sometimes it can just be a few positive words. Makes all the difference in the world. Thank you to Earwolf for hosting the podcast. Thank you to Engineer Ryan for engineering us all the way to the end of the show, which this is. Goodbye forever. Until next week, this is Paul F. Tompkins saying, Semper in Praesenti! With a smart design, premium fabrics, and a simple shopping experience, Mack Weldon underwear is definitely better than whatever you're currently wearing. In addition to looking and feeling great, all Mack Weldon products are crafted with natural fibers that have built-in performance capabilities, so they work hard too. They even have a line of silver underwear and shirts that are naturally antimicrobial, which means they eliminate odor. All that, and they're shipped right to your door. If you don't like your first pair, you can keep it, and they'll still refund you, no questions asked. Go to MackWeldon.com and get 20% off your purchase using the promo code PFT. That's MackWeldon.com, promo code PFT.
Hello, people of Earth. This is Paul Scheer, one of the co-hosts of How Did This Get Made, to celebrate the release of James Franco's newest film, The Disaster Artist, which we're all in. We just released a very special extended version of How Did This Get Made's original episode about The Room with one of the stars, Greg Sestero. Listen to us talk about Tommy Wiseau's terrible masterpiece, and then stick around for new interviews with James Franco and Tommy himself. Take a listen.
What you're getting at, like, Tommy could have just been a caricature. This story could have just been a ridiculous spoof. I was talking to Mantzoukas last night at our premiere party, and he's like, this is like the American dream with a guy that refuses, to admit that he's not American. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's just a taste. You can download the whole new Room episode of How Did This Get Made wherever you listen to your podcasts. Do it.
This has been an Earwolf production. Executive producers Scott Ackerman, Chris Bannon, Colin Anderson, and Paul F. Tompkins. For more media and content, go to earwolf.com.